Hey folks, this is Manic coming to you from outside the Art Villa to answer a question today, and the question is, why don't I have it done? And that refers to mechanical crap, okay? Why don't I just hire somebody to do stuff? Well, there's reasons for that, and I kind of touched on it here and there, but never went into it fully. I know how exciting this video is going to be. Maybe I can like stick a song in here. I've got a song off a weird album or something like that, okay? Well, one of the main reasons is it costs money, and there's no way that I could, own the vehicles that I've owned or take care of this house or done anything in my life if I'd hired it. I couldn't have done it. It would be impossible. Howdy, folks. Thanks for joining me today. Once again, I'm bringing you an update on Eleanor King's Guide to Glamour, and we've been discussing lip exercises and how to avoid the embarrassment of being in public and having lipstick on your teeth. So when did I start working on my vehicles? Well, that came about after like the first few service when I took my '88 Jeep Wrangler in for service. On to how to make up your lips. I'm going to need some help here from you folks who wear an excessive amount of lipstick as to whether or not these methods described in this book from 1957 still have any validity today. First off, they start by strongly urging you to use a brush rather than your finger or lipstick, and frankly, are there brushes and stuff like that anymore? I mean, I really don't even know. It may not be worth going through this, but there are some basics here. Lip shapes, what you should do with certain lip shapes, the transfer case, transmission, front rear differentials, that sort of thing, spark plugs, ignition wires, and it was like 200. No, it was like way more than that. It was like, I think it was just $250 some just to change the fluids, and then there was another $200 for ignition. Anyway, I basically got ripped off. I didn't know enough about it at the time to challenge the bill, but I just knew, I just sensed that it was way too much. And that's another reason why I started to do my own work, because I wanted to understand how things work. So if you do have to take a vehicle in, you can say, I think it's this, right? And you don't give a shop a free hand. They understand that you understand your vehicle. And, that's a good place to start a relationship with a garage, if you understand your vehicle. What the hell, it's video. See that diagram in there? Those are your lips. You need to pick your lips out of there, and then you make them different. Yeah, I think the thing that really kind of like sealed the deal is that when you do take your vehicle in and you tell them what you want done to it, for instance, if it's just an oil change and a lube job, or a major thing like changing the fluids in your vehicle, and you tell them to check the levels, the fluid levels overall, and then a month later your vehicle stops shifting because the clutch fluid is low. That just shows you that they didn't do what they're supposed to do, quote unquote. But won't everyone be able to see where I have reshaped my lips? No, surprisingly enough, they will not, if you are painstaking in your art. And here's the other thing. Have you ever noticed when you talk to somebody how they react if you stare at them right in the face? Most of the time when we talk to people, we're kind of like looking down, we kind of look at them, look down, and it's curious. I don't know why. Maybe it breaks the concentration when you're speaking. But if you just stare at somebody, then just stare at a feature like their lips. I mean, you want to make someone uncomfortable. Here we go. This is probably the important part. A balanced red will take all neutrals and many other colors, but it will not cover colors of the peach, coral, orange, rust range, which require yellow, red, coral, or brown, red lipstick. And it will not cover colors of the orchid, lilac, violet, magenta, or purple range, which necessitate a definitively blue-red lipstick. Avoid one with so much blue in it, however, that it makes your lips purple. No! WTF? I have no idea what they just said. I would have to reread that paragraph 20 times for that to make any sense. The place I had the tires put on stripped the lug nuts, like 6 of them, stripped the threads on the lug nuts. They're, like $8 a piece, right? Quite a bit of lip correction to do, or vertical wrinkles forming around your lips. Then sponge cake base on your lips and let dry before applying lipstick. Well, I like the idea of sponge cake. They came out and told me that the shocks on the vehicle were leaking, or a shock was leaking, wanted to put new shocks on it. Well, I had just put shocks on it a month before. I cannot believe that they, looking at the shocks where were brand new, would try to pull that standard leaking shock thing on me. Let's see, there are several products on the market made especially to put on your lips before lipstick to keep your lipstick from crawling. Oh, whoa, there it goes, come back here. So that's another reason, is that garages they overcharge, they don't do what they say they're going to do, and then they break stuff. I had a rear seal replaced. It's a part, an cast aluminum part on the back of the transfer case that the drive shaft goes into, and there's a seal in it, and it was leaking. So I just didn't want to do that myself. Okay, I didn't have time. So I took it in, and I come back, and we had to replace this part. And he holds up that aluminum cast part quickly and says, well, it was cracked, that's why it was leaking. I said, well, can I see that? And I looked at it, and they had put a seal in it, and they put the seal in cockeye and tapped it and cracked the case. Sometimes during the day, like at about 10 in the morning, if I applied my lipstick at 8. By 10, it's up here someplace. It's a slow kind of crawling action. That's one of the main things that finally got me going, is that when you do pay somebody to do something, they don't do the job. Oh, man. So basically, there are people with certain kind of lip styles, they're making them feel uncomfortable about who they are in this book. That's the basics of marketing. Listen to this. Make people feel uncomfortable, then offer them a solution. And I understand it's not a perfect world, and things don't get done, but at least kind of be, I don't even know. I don't know. And that was just a mistake on their part. The kid they had working to help. I had no idea. It was a professional company, and that's what they do. That's what their business is. Blah, 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 blah. This is not good. Make up for your hands and arms. Yeah, I should talk about that. The lips, I think the lips have run the gamut. Maybe we should go into makeup for your hands and arms. Highly expensive, and who can afford that, right? And I'm all for the working man and people making a living, but it can't be for me. I can't afford to do that. So those are the main reasons that I do these things myself. White Vaseline is the most flattering softener I know for hands or elbows over 40. I think a generous sloothering. There's somebody else that makes up words. Sloothering, write that down. But if something gets, I may have to take it in, and I'm not sure. I'm going to go out buy some nut blaster today and take care of the third shock. I hope I can let it soak for another day and can get under it. And if that doesn't work, I really have no, I think I know all the tricks. Oh my God, look at that, look at over there, no, in the corner. Look at her elbows. Apparently she didn't slither her elbows with white Vaseline this morning. Unless they've got an impact wrench that's going to have more ass to it than the one I'm using. And when your elbows are exposed, especially if you have 30 years behind you, rub a little cream rouge on them, blend it in thoroughly to cut the Drake's tail look that your mother cautioned you against. Oh, great. No wonder people are so fucked up. Oh my God, for a year now my mother's been cautioning me about the Drake's tail effect. And now for a Manic Mark magical musical moment.
Now people have been talking about the coming of my king. They wonder finished when we die. But I'm just one more day closer to the coming of my King. It won't be long till I shall reign with him. The good book said that Christ my Lord is coming back to earth again to catch away his very own, the ones who are born again. So I'm just one more day closer to the coming of my King. It won't be long till I shall reign with him.
You'll be single and there won't be any children because your elbows are sort of Drake-like. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
So, right, if you do something yourself, and it's very likely that even though things may not be straight or level or perfect, you know, in many cases it's going to be better than what the people that you hire to do, you know, the work. Oh yeah, that's one hell of a nice elbow. I sloothered it just this morning, just for you folks.